Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
Hey, y'all, let's talk about inflation. I feel like most of us Americans look at inflation the way a dog looks at fireworks, like no idea how or why that's happening, but it sure is scary and confusing, and we wish it would stop. So much so that apparently a bunch of us are going to vote Republican over it, something I don't understand. It's hard for me to imagine somebody in Georgia saying with a straight face, I just feel like I ain't got no choice but to vote for the brain-damaged, abusive, Christo-fascist running back. I mean, have you seen the price of eggs? It's wild to me, but people blame the Democrats for it because they're in power. But my question is, what are the Republicans going to do to fix inflation? Like, what is their plan? I feel like if they were being honest, they would say, yeah, we don't really do the whole plan thing. We're more into rage-fueled obfuscation, stuff like that. Like, they don't plan much. They mostly just froth and agitate. But if you look very hard, you can find their proposed approach to inflation. It's three-pronged. They would repeal Biden's minimum tax on corporations, extend the Trump tax cuts for the wealthy, and curb federal spending, particularly on safety net programs. All right. One by one, all right? Repeal the minimum tax on corporations. Did y'all know that while inflation is rising, corporate profits are soaring to record heights? So you might think, okay, well, maybe those corporations can use some of those record profits to offset the rising cost to consumers, to which the corporations would surely respond with a chorus of cartoonishly evil laughter and puff of cigar smoke, right? Like, they could be helping right now, and they're not. What is giving them a break gonna do? All right, related, tax cuts for the wealthy, they're the people least impacted by this problem. Is the GOP really looking at the fact that the cost of everyday goods is out of control and their solution is to give more money to the people who couldn't tell you the price of a gallon of milk if their life depended on it?
Really?
They want to help the people least impacted and hurt the people most impacted. They want to curb spending on safety net programs. I picture them in some GOP think tank somewhere like, you guys know how the poor and seniors are complaining they can only afford one meal a day because of inflation? Well, I was thinking, what if we just let them all die? Right? Like, who's complaining then? Problem solved. Right? It's simple stuff, guys. Like, how's this any of this going to help? It makes me wonder what their proposed solutions would be to other problems if they took power. Like, based on this, I feel like if you asked them, what are y'all going to do about the opioid epidemic? They'd go, oh, glad you asked. Yeah, first we're going to deregulate Big Pharma. We're going to send a load of cocaine to the cartels, and we're going to close all the rehab clinics in this country. Huh? How about that? That's too stupid not to work. Am I right? Oh, also, I almost forgot. It's illegal to be gay again. Happy holidays. Hope you don't get shot. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I know we're all tired of dealing with inflation, but if the Republicans win, we're just going to be dealing with inflation and an authoritarian hellscape. So I'm begging you, don't fall for it. Love y'all.
Trae Crowder, everybody. Trae Crowder.
I love his surgical application of froth. The Republicans are always frothing angry or frothing over this and that. He's amazing.
I love that word too. That was one of the frothing and agitating. I actually wrote that down to describe that clip for myself, right? Like when I make my little list of what's in the clip, I wrote frothing and agitating. That's what it is. But yeah, he's so right. That's why it's funny. That's why it's hysterical. That's why it's a laugh. That's why it's a laugh fest, because they won't tell you what they're for, because if they did, then they would tell you they are for all of us dying or killing each other. That is what they're for. Thinning out the herd, everybody. Eugenics and all that. They are for corporate tax cuts. Corporate tax cuts in a time when corporate profits are humongous. In fact, Exxon's profits just came out, $19.7 billion. You might think that's for the whole year. Oh, no. Oh, hell no. That's for the quarter. That's for the quarter, which is 3 times the amount of profit they made at this time last year. That's called a windfall. See, that's how you chart and graph whether or not it's legitimate profit or it's a windfall that was made through gouging. You look at same time last year, you look at the profits, and if it's double, if it's triple, it's called a windfall, and you tax that so that there's no incentive to do that to us. This is one of the most, this commodity, this oil and gas thing, as you can see now, as the world unravels, is a national security commodity. It is something of the greatest importance, especially in winter. And they're gouging you.